So I think 80s music is timeless, and I'm going to explain why in this video. Um, though there's a lot of problems with 80s music and a lot of things that I don't like about it, eventually I'm going to say about why it's timeless, but let me get through the parts I don't like about it first, I guess. Or it's not even things I don't like about it, but just things that are you roll your eyes at. Um, 80s music is very emotional compared to other time periods of music. Like think of the 90s. The 90s nihilism became the dominant philosophy because everything became based in what's real, what's based in reality. And music has kind of been like that ever since. What's real, what's based in reality, and and things stopped being about what's fantasy, what's things you can dream of, and things changed into what's the basis of our reality and what this is. But 80s music is more, lofty dreams, fantasies of romance, and, stairways to the stars and all that stuff. Let's give an example. The Lionel Richie song, Dancing on the Ceiling. Dancing on the ceiling. It goes, ooh, what a feeling when we're dancing on the ceiling. That song doesn't make any sense. Okay, it just doesn't make any sense because you can't dance on the ceiling, and even if you could dance on the ceiling, you wouldn't want to dance on the ceiling because if you were dancing on the ceiling, you'd fall off and you'd hit the ground. So you don't want to be dancing on the ceiling. You understand? Oh, what a feeling when we're dancing on the ceiling. If you're dancing on the ceiling, then you would fall on your head, and you would break your head, and you don't want to be dancing on the ceiling. So that song doesn't make any sense, and it's like that with every '80s song. None of them make any sense. Like all of them are about love. Most of them are about love, and it's like, you know, love itself doesn't make any sense. And like 50 Cent said in the club, we having sex, we ain't making love, right? In the club, we having sex, we ain't making love. There's a difference between love and sex, and 80s songs are more about love, and post 80s songs are more about sex, and the love itself doesn't make any sense, but it's fun to think about. It's fun to be like, oh, love, love, love. I like the idea of love. I don't like the actual. I wouldn't actually want to fall in love, but I like the actual idea of love. I like listening to songs about love, even though I don't see that happening in my life. I almost see myself more likely to have sex than more likely to fall in love. But see, I would imagine the high you get from love is higher than the high you get from sex. And I don't imagine they're the same thing. I don't see any reason why they would be the same thing. Most people that sing about songs today are about sex. So, they're about wet ass P, wet ass Pussy. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. I don't know if there's things you can say or things you can't say. I don't know if there's rules. But, anyways, so songs are mostly about sex today. Or not just today, the past 30 years, they've mostly been about sex. And there are songs about love. I'm not saying there aren't songs about love. There are people who want love and who want to spend their life searching for love. And I know there's people that want that, but most songs are about sex. Let's face facts. Most songs are about sex. So I think the high you get from sex is not as high as the high you get from love. And I've changed my attitude in life that I would rather focus on sex than focus on love because I think love is so out of the question that there's no point in this affection. And it's just who said that? Somebody said that. Celine Dion said that if love is out the question, then there's no point in this affection. And I do think there's no point of this affection if love is out the question. And that's not true. I would rather aim for a lower goal, lower hanging fruit, rather than try for things that are impossible or try for things that are unlikely. Because honestly, I have different definitions of love than other people do. I have different. I view love differently than other people. A lot of people have like never even thought about love, or they've never considered it, or they never pondered about it, they never listened to 80,000 love songs like I have. So I think people don't understand it the way I do, or I mean they understand it. But we all have different perceptions of what love is. We all view love as different things. We all see it completely differently. And the '80s music specifically viewed love as a different thing than post '80s music, um, and it it's so I from a day to day dating perspective, I view it more as what people practice today. I'm honestly is looking for casual sex. Yeah, I'm at a point in my life. I'm just looking for casual sex. I'm not looking for the next big thing. I'm not looking for something that's going to change my world, change my life. I'm not looking for something that's going to make me feel born again or something. I'm just looking for casual sex, and I know that's not in the '80s ethos, but it's in my ethos at this point. Um, I don't know. I don't have anything else to spend my time doing. I don't have a career. I don't have a full time job. So I listen to '80s music, and sometimes I go through periods like the first half of this year. I was just listening to heavy metal and rock the first half of this year. Heavy metal and rock the first half of this year because I was trying to convince myself to desire sex more. So the way to convince myself to desire sex more is by listening to heavy metal and rock, and the way because I've always listened to a lot of '80s music, and so I've always think about love and so now, anyways, long story short, I'm slowly making more of an effort to have sex. I'm putting myself out there more because I've listened to all that heavy metal music. I'm more willing to try things I've never tried before, and try to woo people in ways I've never wooed them before because I've always expected them to come to me, and I've always expected them to do all the talking. And then I realized that they're not the ones that are going to do all the talking. I have to do all the talking because I'm a man, and there is more expectation of the man to do the talking. I don't know who made those rules. I don't know who wrote those rules that the man has to do all the talking. But I think it's about like competition. There's like so many people. For every one message you send on Tinder, they get like women get like 20 messages. So for every one message you send, they get like 20 messages. So it's basically like you have to work really hard. So you really do have to do all the talking. When I was in high school, everyone just used to ask me out. People used to ask to have sex with me, and I was like, no, 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 no. I was gonna wait till I was older, and then I waited till I was older, and then nobody asked to have sex with me anymore. So in some ways, you say I wasted a lot of time rejecting people's offers to have sex or go out or whatever. But in a lot of ways, I think like a lot of ways I feel like I wasted time doing that, but a lot of ways I listened to a lot of great '80s music, and I got to explore a lot of great ideas a lot of other people never got to explore before. And does that make me unemployable because I make weird facial expressions when I go to work? Yeah, it might make me unemployable because I have different perceptions of what life is than other people. But um, yeah, because I have these romantic fantasies that are never gonna happen, and people can look in my eye and see these romantic fantasies, and they're like, dude, you're out of your fucking mind. Shoot, I shouldn't have said that because that's a curse word on YouTube. Again, I don't know if that's a. Hopefully, YouTube won't take down this video for that. We'll do a test to see if I get red flagged for saying that word. But you're out of your mind. I actually need to focus more on my vocabulary, my diction. So you'd say you're out of your mind for thinking about these romantic fantasies, and then they can see the look in my eye. They're like, "Oh, dude, you're stupid for even thinking about that." And that makes it hard for me to find a full time job. But you know what? I have a part time job with people who are okay with me because people understand me at that place because it's a place that mostly hires people with disabilities. And if you hire people with disabilities, then you're okay with a wide spectrum of people because I am on the spectrum for autism, and that's okay. That's okay. It's '80s music. Um, Ooh, what a feeling when we're dancing on the ceiling. I don't ever want to feel that. I don't ever want to feel like I want to dance on the ceiling because that's like the opposite because that's dangerous. And stuff that's dangerous is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that's safe. I'm looking for something that's realistic, something that anyone can find. I'm looking for basic dalliances. I'm looking for basic relationships that everyone else has, and I'm not looking for anything special. My dreams of you know, my dreams of white horses and carriages are out the window. I don't think of the white horse and the carriage anymore. I don't think about it. Okay? I don't think about the white horse and the carriage. I just think about we in the club, we having sex, we ain't making love. That's what I think about. I'm looking for something that's real. Okay? I'm looking for something that's real. I'm not looking for pie in the sky. And you almost roll your eyes because, like, people think you're stupid for even thinking of that stuff. And people think you're nuts for even thinking about, unrealistic romances. And a lot of 80s music is about unrealistic romance, unrealistic fantasies. And I try not to think about that stuff a lot of times, but the thing is, there'll always be a place for love. There'll always be a place for, even if you don't want to have love with someone else, you can still love yourself. Like what Whitney Houston said is the greatest love of all is to love yourself. The greatest love of all is to love yourself. And, maybe no one else is ever going to love me the way I love myself. I don't see there's anything wrong with that because loving myself prevents me from hurting myself. And if love is the only way that I don't hurt myself, then I'll take it. I'll take any love I can get, even if it's from myself. I'll take love from myself if I can't find it from the beautiful person that I want to love it in my fantasies. Then I'll find it from myself. I'll find it from within. And I might not ever find the true romance that I'd really dream of, but in these 80s songs, I can feel whatever I want to feel. I can see any romance that these people have written down in these songs, and they're timeless. The 80s music is timeless because these people wrote these songs they felt it. They felt it at one time in their life, and I get to live vicariously through them because they felt this love at one time in their life, and because they felt it, I get to feel it too. I might not feel it physically or viscerally right here in my life, but I do hear the songs, and in the songs I hear their emotions, and I understand their emotions. I've heard their songs so much that I truly do understand their emotions, even if I've never felt exactly what they've felt in their life. See, I haven't felt the emotions that I haven't experienced the experiences that they've experienced, but I have listened to their songs enough to understand what they're saying. I understand their ideas, and I get it. I get it because I've heard them say it so many times. I don't want to dance on I don't want to say, ooh, what a feeling when we're dancing on the ceiling. I don't want to dance on the ceiling because it's dangerous. But I do know, I've heard this Lionel Richie song play about 5,000 times in my life, and on the radio and on Spotify. And I know how it made Lionel Richie feel, and that's good enough for me. Maybe I'll just feel affection for Lionel Richie. Maybe I don't need to feel affection towards an individual person. Maybe I'll just feel affection. I'm an individual person in my local vicinity, or maybe I could just feel affection for Lionel Richie, even if he's not available or it's not realistic for me to fantasize about someone like him. Maybe it makes sense to dream about someone like that to come into my life and sail away on some dreamboat. But I can still dream about that even if it's not realistic. I don't know anybody as beautiful as Lionel Richie, but I do know Lionel Richie through his music, and I can hear his music whenever I want, and I can feel whatever emotion I want to feel from Lionel Richie. Even if somebody won't give that to me on Tinder, even if the conversations on Tinder are short, sweet, and end way too quickly, I can still get it from Lionel Richie. Okay? It's not that big of a deal. and it's love is whatever I want it to be. I feel whatever I want to feel because I hear it in these songs, and I it's delusional. Yes, I know it's delusional. That's why my visions of relationships are much lower than what my fantasies of relationships are. My uh, my perceptions of what I could actually achieve in a relationship are much lower than what my ultimate fantasies are. And I know that I could find someone that really likes me. I do not think I could find someone that I like as much as I like Lionel Richie. I do not think I could find someone like that. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay with. I mean, it's like the same. It's like the same thing every day. It's just, you know, it's pretty basic. It's pretty basic emotion, and I get this emotion from listening to Spotify, and I get the same emotion every day, and I like the same emotion every day. I don't want someone to come into my life and upend me and put me on the ceiling and make me fall to the ground. I don't want to fall to the ground. I don't want to be flipped upside down. I don't want my world to be turned around. I don't want any of that. I want to stay right here on the ground where it's safe. And, when I was younger, say 10, 15 years ago, I used to have dreams that I was levitating, like the Dua Lipa song, Levitating. I used to have dreams that I was levitating, and I don't want those dreams anymore. If I ever had a dream like I was levitating again, that would mean there's something wrong. If you ever have a dream like you're levitating, it means there's something wrong. It means you're about to crash. I used to have dreams like that when I was a teenager. Oh, I'm levitating. Ooh, levitating. You know. But that's dangerous because if you get that high, you get a low. Wherever there's a high, there's a low. Okay? And you should never want to get that high. Because if you're ever feeling like you're off the ground, you will fall back down and you'll hurt yourself. I'm not looking to hurt myself. I'm looking for basic emotion. I'm looking for basic feelings I can get from music. That's why 80s music is timeless, because I can feel whatever emotion I want to feel from people who have already felt those emotions. What else is there? I don't want to feel anything else. I don't want to feel anything else than what anyone else has ever felt. I don't want to, set the standard of what emotion can be. I don't want any of that. I don't want to have the greatest love in the history of humanity. I don't want that. I want what everyone else feels. I want to do what everyone else does, and I want to live how everyone else lives. What else is there? What am I supposed to feel? What am I supposed to feel that's so special? And I don't see a path that makes me feel a unique emotion. I do feel paths to make me feel the same emotions everyone else feels over and over again. But I believe in realistic expectations. I know I said this was about 80s music, but it's really a vlog about my personal life, but I don't care, because this is my channel and I make the rules. So I don't actually have that much to say about 80s music. What do you want? A top 100 list of... I'm going to just read the top 100 list of the 100 biggest 80s songs of all time. This isn't what this channel is, but 80s music is timeless because it has a big effect on me. It has a big effect on everyone. It's probably going to age better than 90s music until Gen Z becomes my age, and then they're going to say, oh, 90s music and early 2000s music is better than 80s music because it's actually more realistic and it's based on reality. It's not based on fantasy. It's not based on romance. It's not based on love. It's not based on all this stuff that's stupid. Okay? It's based on reality. And they're going to say, oh, we can't believe we made all those songs about love when love is dead and God is dead and everything sucks and everything is boring. And, they're going to laugh at people even made music like that. And they're going to roll their eyes and say, we're just going to listen to Lord, which I like Lord too, but, the whole point of Lord is that she's depressed. Oh, she's depressed. Okay, I get it, you're depressed. It's like the same thing as Nirvana. Nirvana's depressed. Nirvana's Kurt Cobain is really sad. Yeah, I get it. I'm really sad too. I'm just as depressed as Kurt Cobain was, so I get it. But I do get it. But I don't do drugs and I don't wallow in the misery because um I don't know. I I'm not any I don't know. We'll end it here. It's been 20 minutes. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of 80s music? Do you think 80s music is timeless, or do you think it's aged really poorly? Let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe to this channel, be part of the community. Please like the video. It really helps out the channel a lot. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.